for We Forgot How to Dream out today. How are you feeling now that it's kind of out there?
Right now, I'm pretty tired. I've said I'm pretty tired for the past 2 hours, but earlier on today, I was like unbelievably excited. I still am. It's like really weird seeing like my album up in like in a London store or like on billboards or like on the tube. It's an odd feeling and it's a weird kind of thing to see, but it's also really exciting and I don't know, it makes it all seem quite real because it is, I guess.
Have some of these songs been around for a while now? You mentioned one of the songs you wrote when you were 13.
Yeah, Sea Creatures is the youngest song in the album, or the oldest, I guess. And I wrote it when I was 13. And the kind of concept of the album is, not that it's a concept album, is that kind of all the songs were written over being 13 to now, and I'm 19 now. And they were kind of written within a moment, and I wanted to try and keep them as true to that moment as I could.
So how long did you spend, when did you start recording the songs? Was it all done in one go, or was it done?
Well, I mean, some of them were released as singles and then were remastered or whatever for the record. But we started, I mean, like, Sea Creatures, Be Nobody, and Blood were all done. And Shovels. And the rest were kind of like, we recorded in September. But it was like, we were in the studio for about 6 weeks, but like it was really relaxed. Like sometimes we just phone each other and be like, do you wanna, what up to today? And you'd be like, kinda just wanna go swimming or something. You'd be like, sweet, alright, we'll come in tomorrow, it's cool. So it was really laid back, and Tommy's a really cool guy who I recorded with, so yeah, it was a really fun experience.
Were you still writing while you were recording?
Yeah, like, Oh Brother, the last song on the album I wrote while we were like recording the album, and Blind as well is another song I wrote as we were recording it. So I don't know, I guess I kind of stay creative all the time, and I'm always writing stuff, and you know, I don't sit still very well. So I mean, finishing the album, like there's quite a few that were finished like, as the album was being recorded, and since then I've even got like loads of songs now that have been written.
What kind of album is it lyrically? You mentioned it was kind of a concept album. I mean,
well, in a way, it just lyrically it's kind of like I write songs when I feel like I have to, or I feel like I have to explain something or express something that I can't do in a way directly to anybody else. So I do it with myself. I sit down and I write things out. So all the songs in the album were kind of written within a moment that I felt like I had to sit down and write something to understand it, or explain it. So whenever write lyrically, I tried to keep everything pretty true to the moment it was written within, and I'd changed structure, but I didn't, like, the main chords or anything that I wrote it in, or the lyrics, I kept kind of pretty exact as they were when written.
But it's quite a personal record.
It's very personal. I mean, like, all the songs are, like, it's kind of like, I guess, my life since I was 13. There are a lot of very important moments, or thoughts and opinions that I've had, kind of just compiled into an album. So it's odd.
You found yourself on the BBC Sound of 2015 poll earlier this year. What was your reaction to that?
It was quite weird. I mean, kind of coming up to the like classes of 2015 and stuff like that. Like, I think sometimes you just have an idea, like, oh, I might make that, or it'd be cool to make that, or I don't know. You just sometimes, like, not in a pretentious way, but you're like, I might end up on this. And the BBC thing, I was like, absolutely not. There's no way that's happening. Like, why would that happen? And then it did, and I was like, well, fair enough. That's cool. That was a very laid back, like, reenactment. I got the call, and I was like proper like, fuck, like what? And kind of ran around screaming and stuff, and told all my friends, even when I wasn't allowed to. Sorry, Jake, manager over there. But they didn't tell anyone, which was good, because if they did, then I would have been in a lot of trouble. So I found out, and yeah, I was super excited, and it's an incredible thing to be put on, and I suppose nominated for. Like, the list of people that do choose the acts is incredible, and it's a lot of people I really admire. So it's cool, and it was cool to be on a list of people that I knew and really, really admired their music as well, like Cher and Lapsley, and even Ray Morris, like people like that was really cool. And yeah, like kind of being on that list, like I guess a lot of people take you a bit more seriously, and a lot of people are like, oh, you're on the list, the list. And then, and yeah, it was a really cool thing to be part of, and it, yeah, did a lot of good.
Weekends and cheap thrills, risk it all for an inch of fun. When